Hi and welcome. It's Kirsty here, and today we're going to talk about perfectionism and how to not let it rule your life and how to overcome it, basically. Now, if you're the sort of person that is sat there now completely aware about how sometimes perfectionism just becomes like your worst nightmare because nothing's ever right, it's never perfect, it's never good enough, and that actually your self-criticalness, is that a word? Now, how self-critical you are is just off the Richter scale. It's not healthy, and you want to find a solution because it's exhausting you. Then you need to stay tuned, because I'm going to give you some solutions today in the next 10 minutes. So make sure that you subscribe below, and I'd love to hear you say hello. I mean, just introduce yourself. I'd love to meet you, get to know you a bit more. Remember, if you have friends or family that you think might benefit from something like this too, then do share it. Remember, I've been working in this industry now for over 15 years, and on my journey, I've come across all sorts of human behaviours and different kinds of stresses and struggles that people do come across. As a mind-body coach, it's been horrific, the amount of different kind of things that people are dealing with every day, from anxiety, stress, from like chronic pain, from eating disorders, to feeling overwhelmed, feeling boring, feeling not accepted, self-love, to perfectionism, which is actually a really interesting one, because you're not born a perfectionist, and I'm going to tell you why and how in a second. But before I do, at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you something incredibly exciting. I have got some exciting news, which is a special free offer for you to grab today, which is a free training to help you live to overcome any anxiety and stresses that you may have in your life. Now, if this is something you think that you'd be interested in, all the friends would be, you need to stay tuned today, because at the end I'm going to give you more details on how that's going to be possible for you to be part of, and it is completely free, and it is actually limited time and limited spaces. So stay to the end and I'll show you how to do that. So let's dive back into what we're doing today about perfectionism. This show will transform your life from the inside out, because who doesn't want to live a fulfilling and happy life? Welcome to the Kirsty Show. I want to go through some steps now about why and how, what is about perfectionism, and give you 3 different jumps at the end to be able to eradicate this behavior, so that you can start having a life where you don't feel that everything's got to be done to such an insane level. So the first thing is perfectionism. As I said before, you're not born with it, so what's happened? Well, in my experience, and this isn't in all cases, but in many cases, it's a learned, developed behavioural that is created in your formative years. And usually it's because there is some parent or guardian or teacher or influential human in your life who you feel that you need to deliver things to such a high standard so that you can get some sort of affection, or just some sort of like being noticed, or the fact that you feel even valuable or warrant even existing right now, right there. And so what we learn from a very young age, because all humans need human connection, is to do things to be able to get that. And perfectionism is a way of doing that, by doing things perfectly to try and get that person's attention, to try and get that love off them, that connection, to try and be noticed. And so quite often, and it's not in all cases, not in all cases at all, but in the majority of the cases of the people I've worked with in the last decade, then that has been definitely the pattern. And it's not that there's anything, you're a bad person, or it's not even pointing the finger at your upbringing. It's just something that you created, you formed to survive. Because at the end of the day, we have a natural inbuilt DNA to survive. And whatever it takes, we will do to survive. And so we create, all of us, habits and personality traits and ways that we do things, and especially in our formative years, to survive, when we are more dependent on those people around us. The unfortunate thing is that these characteristics tend to carry on into our later years until we are taught or shown how to change that and do something differently. So today we are going to do that. So how? Well, first off is that the first thing about being a perfectionist is that there is a big question that you need to start to learn to ask yourself. And the question is what I am saying to myself factual? Is what I'm saying to myself factual? So what I mean by that is this. is as a perfectionist, we tend to have a bar, normal bar here, perfectionist bar there. It's like a whole new realm of reality for a perfectionist living in their world, right? And so the bar is so significantly different that what happens is the programming of a perfectionist is that the programming is so high that becomes their normal. So what you need to start learning to ask yourself is it factual what I'm telling myself? i.e., is what you are telling yourself you need to do or achieve or to get to, is that really what you need to get to? Or is that the perfectionist programming in you telling you that's what you need to get to be accepted, loved, connected, whatever that might be? So get real is the first thing. And I understand that this is really hardwiring programming and it's going to take practice and you ain't going to get it overnight. But if you just start today, I promise you that just that question on its own will relieve an enormous amount of pressure on yourself. Enormous. So start today by asking yourself, is it factual what I'm telling myself? Really? Do I really need to deliver it of that level and standard? Is it really realistic that I can maintain this in everything I do in my life? Is it really factual that if I don't do that, that I won't be accepted, that I won't be loved, and that I will be rejected? These are the sort of things you need to ask yourself. Now, this is what you're going to find out, which I already know, and then not even with you, is that you're going to find out that actually, no, it's not factual. It's programming, and it's really hard, deep wired programming, so it's going to be trying to do its best to tell you that, no, this is how it's got to be, because it's what you've always done. But no, it doesn't. And if your perfectionism is causing you stress and causing you like a lot of kind of, just untold amounts of constant goals, unrealistic goals that you've got to try and reach, and you do need to be making a change to this today. So first question is it factual that I'm telling myself? Is it? Is it? Number 2, self-acceptance. Now, the classic perfectionist personality trait is they are the hardest on themselves than anybody else could possibly be. And actually, if you were to overhear, or let's say you're at dinner, a restaurant having dinner, and just by some weird chance that there was like some attachment to a perfectionist's mind, and you could hear it out loud, and you could hear what was going on in their head, they'd get chucked out. They'd get chucked out of the restaurant for being so vile. Because that's how hard perfectionists are on themselves. They are so hard on themselves, it is redonkulous. And it's not on. It's really, really, really not good for you. It is like, if you want to have a chance on this planet, then you need to start loving you. I've got a little friend just come up here. Hello, do you want to say no? This is Lola Chops. Lola, are you a perfectionist? Are you a perfectionist? No, don't think so. Anyway, that's my little friend. So back to what I'm saying is like, self-acceptance is paramount to the shifting and changing the relationship of being a perfectionist. So it starts by you falling in love with you and accepting you for exactly who you are. Because none of us are perfect, and actually, it would be weird if we were. We're all growing and developing, expanding and constantly developing, hopefully, because that's what makes us human, and that's what makes us feel fulfilled, and that's what makes us feel like we've achieved things, is that we're constantly developing and growing as a human being. Even Lola is. Anyway, so self-acceptance starts by you going inwards to change that relationship with you. And how you do that is basically starting by writing a nice bloody list, oops, I can't believe I swore, of all the things that you love about you. If you are struggling with this, I have got a video on exactly how to develop your self-acceptance. So go to that because there's a wonderful tool on there that's going to help you instantly shift and change that. But it's so important that you start to like you, that you start to accept you, and you start to stop being so harsh on you. Please. Okay. Okay. All right. And the third and final step, okay, is letting go. Letting go of high expectations, because these unrealistic high expectations up there are not sustainable. In fact, you're just going to end up, you're just going to end up, your body's going to end up switching off, because you cannot maintain this level of expectation. It is not realistic. It's not possible. And I know that you might go on social media and you might read books and you might do this and you might compare yourself to everyone else and think that everyone's got it all right, and it's just not true. We're all human beings trying to be the best we can. But you know what? Being a human being means that we have to make mistakes and we have to grow, we have to develop, and all this like stuff out there that makes everything look like it's so perfect and wonderful is just rubbish. It's not like that. And you know, we're all very similar when it comes to the molecular structure of who we are as a human being and development of the brain. And that means in order to grow and develop, we have to sometimes not get things right, and that's okay. It's learning to be okay with not getting things right so that you can go, that's all right, I'll grow from this. And you know what? That's the journey of life. And it should be embraced as like an exciting thing, not as like, oh my God, it's not perfect, I've not got it right. Because if you continue to keep having these levels of expectation, you're going to only end up developing anxiety or panic attacks or depression or even worse. So it's time to let go right now, right here. Is that right, Lila? Right here, right now. So these are the 3 things. Ask yourself, is it factual what I'm telling myself? Number 2, do I like myself? Am I accepting myself? If not, I need to go watch the video on how to do that. Number 3, let go of high expectations because they just simply don't serve me. Now, if this has been helpful, then please comment below and definitely share with anybody who you think might benefit from this. So, to my exciting news. Okay, so I have got 5 days of live training coming up on Facebook. 40 minutes a day of me teaching you how to overcome anxiety and stress once and for all. It's a chance for you to come and have a live Q&A session with me if you want, and I will overcome and answer any issues that you are currently, or maybe somebody else is currently having. It's going to be a one-off opportunity, completely free of charge. All you need to do is not miss out on this exciting teaching and training. And if you are up for this, then you should just go below because I'm going to put a link. And in the link, you just take details and we'll keep you updated when this live training is going to be happening. It will be on Facebook and it will only be me live, so don't worry, you will be hidden behind the screen. But if you want to ask a question, you can come forward and it will just be your voice, not your face. The whole exciting thing about this training is it's about finally having a system and solution collectively together over 5 days to make an impact of changing that relationship towards stress and anxiety. I'm going to put the link to the Facebook group also down there, so do go and join that. It's a free group, it's got lots of hot tips and you'll be on the journey to this live training. And I'll also put the links down below about the other videos that I've mentioned earlier. Now remember, do subscribe, do give me the thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever your thoughts of the video, I don't care, but I really want to grow too. I'd prefer it if you liked it, but anyway, I'm open to taking whatever, and thumbs up, and then please share with any friends who you think will benefit, and definitely subscribe, So what do we say hello to everyone? Ciao, Bellas, ciao. Let's stop being a perfectionist today. Have a lovely night, bye!